Hello everyone, the story I'm going to share today is a wild goose predicted disaster. There have been cases of birds and animals predicting disasters since ancient times. Take the Indonesian tsunami that shook the world in 2004 as an example. According to the witness, the moment before the tsunami, some elephants ran all the way to the high ground. Flamingos gave up nesting in low-lying waters. Dogs refused to leave the house. And a herd of buffaloes on the beach suddenly stared at the sea with their ears pricked up and didn't move at all. Another one was the big earthquake in Tangshan, China. The day before the earthquake, someone noticed that the old swallows suddenly abandoned their nests and flew away with their young ones. Mice escaped from their burrows in the fields, and the female dogs took the pups out of their kennels one by one. Horses kicked and jumped about in the stables. Some of them even broke their reins, leaped out the stables, and ran wildly down the highway. There are so many examples that I cannot list them all here. Here I would like to share a nation story. In the 12th year of the Zhengde period of Ming dynasty, there was a huge flood that submerged the whole county of Zhaoxin, and many people died. Before the flood, there came a warning from the birds, and people who believed it escaped the disaster. The story goes like this. In Zhaoxin County, there was a doctor of Chinese medicine named Yi. One time, he was on his way home. Passing through the market in the city, he saw a hunter selling an injured goose. When Yi stopped there, he saw tears coming up from the goose's eyes, and it flapped its injured wings with a whine. It looked like it was asking Yi for help. Yi had been very kind and always treated patients with compassion. When treating rich patients, he would collect only a little money. When treating the poor, he never took a penny. Working as a doctor for many years, he lived a simple life. The hunter was also one of his patients before, and he never paid anything. So this time he gave the injured goose to Yi for free to show his thanks. Yi took the goose home, and after it was carefully treated, it quickly recovered. Before the goose left, he gave Yi one of its feathers and asked Yi to hang it on his ear. When Yi did this, he could understand the birds' language. From then on, Yi could mostly understand the birds when they were talking to each other. For weather predictions, it turned out that the birds were very accurate. Thus, Yi was able to find out on which day it would rain or hail. He told others about it, but no one believed him. So many people's houses were damaged during the hailstorms. This time, Yi heard a few sparrows talking about heavy rain, which would submerge the city. He heard an old magpie tell other magpies that there would be a flood in 3 days, and the whole city would be submerged. For the safety of all of the people in the county, Yi told people to move to high ground and leave the county. Some believed him and moved away immediately, but most of them were suspicious about the existence of the bird language, and some even laughed at him, thinking that he was crazy. The head of the county wanted to see if this was really true, so he took the feather, hung it on his ear, and went to the market. He saw a cage hanging on a tree in front of the grain store. When he came close to the cage, he heard one of the yellow birds say, "We are in the cage all day. Although we have food to eat and water to drink, we still dream of flying up into the wide sky." The head of the county heard that, and he believed what Yi said was true. He gave an order that a notice be posted advising people to leave the county. But still, not many people believed it. Sure enough, 3 days later, there was a heavy downpour that burst the banks of Yellow River. The city was soon submerged by the water. Only Kong Yi and the people who believed him escaped the disaster. Now you may wonder why the birds and beasts are so sensitive to the impending disasters than human beings. In fact, human beings are born with this ability. Due to some things experienced later in life, the human minds became complicated. Then the human instincts will gradually become smaller and finally completely disappeared. This is also the reason why it is said that before the age of 3 or even before the age of 7, many children are able to see things in another dimension. From this, we will know that the purer the human mind is, the closer it is to higher dimensions. And of course, it is able to communicate with things of nature. In today's rampant materialism, there are indeed some people can still maintain pure nature and not to be contaminated. These people are very simple, kind, and sometimes mistaken for stupid. And it is indeed these simple-minded fools often have a common people cannot understand supernormal powers. They are not only able to foretell the misfortunes of people, but also upcoming disasters in the world. I hope that each of us can swim against the current in this busy world, find our innate innocence and goodness, walk through the rapids, and cross into a new world. Thank you very much for listening to the story. More touching stories will be ready for you if just subscribing. Thank you again.